Guys, I want to welcome everyone to Bitcoin Spike. This is London. We're going to go through the pricing events today, guys. Up 5%. Guys, Bitcoin has been running through the roof. It's been very exciting. I've identified a trend. We go through TA on this channel. I'm a former financial professional, guys. Lead analyst over $1 billion equity fund, and did get a certification from Duke, etc. Did some studies at Harvard. So we welcome you to the program. Want to talk about in the last, what is this, guys? The last 83 days, Bitcoin is up 96%. 96% in the last 82 days. So as you're looking at who's trading it, who's focusing on it, guys, we are trading it. We are focusing on it. If you guys are not in that group, make sure that you join us. I want to welcome all our VIP that are, hold on. There we go. Welcome all the VIP. Go ahead and shout out. Hit the like button if you guys would like more active updates like this. And I just want to bring up a few technical standpoints this morning that we can talk about. We were up late, challenging, I'd say, some different levels of resistance, breaking out of this smaller formation in here. Guys, that was a real, I'd say, a big problem for Bitcoin. It gave us a problem. I wanted to see pardon me, guys, a bull flag. We saw one on the micro. Finally, we broke out of that. That is not the bull flag I'm referring to. A bull flag always needs a, what is it, guys? A channel that is sloping downwards. Okay, these are kind of expansions. These are expansion channels here that have identified themselves along the way in terms of being continuation patterns. That is typical, guys. It can, when you're in a bullish mode, these can effectuate. They don't necessarily need to be a downward sloping channel to be a bull flag, but that doesn't make them a bull flag. I want to let you guys know that. A typical standard bull flag, just so we know, so the market is aware and you guys are aware, is always going to cut against the grain, have a downward sloping channel. That's what we focused on last night. That's what finally got us up and out, was on the macro bull flag. These are continuation channels, essentially. And I want to go back to the 4-hour. I think that 4-hour was definitely huge. Let's zoom in on that 4-hour. Hold on one second. After we go to the daily, guys, on the daily chart, what is the big picture here? First, yes, we have this channel formation, which I think is crucial right now, guys, because you're coming up in line with, you're coming up against this resistance right now in terms of multiple hits, 1, 2, and 3, guys. This is right in line with the resistance. We're going to need to get out up and above this. Otherwise, it's just going to be very normal that we would kind of push. We may, we may ride along still to the upside, but this may be a frustrating event. If you guys are looking at entering right now with a large position, don't be surprised if we get a little bit of a bump back at this level. Just a cross trend line, guys, that would extend on beyond this level, guys. A line of resistance clearly identified in line with a channel with a line of support, right? Multiple hits along each. Now, in terms of the macro on this daily, before we pour into that 4-hour, I gave you guys the 4-hour diagnostics yesterday, right? That symmetrical triangle, which was a bull pennant, etc. I want to talk about, guys, the overall bull pennant on the macro right now, okay? And this is on the daily. If you go to the logarithmic chart, we have some different I'd say patterns to discuss. If you guys deal with logarithmic charts, you can always adjust that in the bottom right here. You can always go to your settings and click into logarithmic. I just want to kind of educate the market on this and educate you guys on that. Essentially, what the logarithmic chart is going to do, it's going to adjust the pricing parameters, okay? The higher you get in price, guys, it's going to consolidate the price. So you may get a better idea of, and that's on the right-hand side, the bottom right-hand side of the settings, you can go to logarithmic. That will give you a different, I'd say, a different view of the pattern formation. For instance, it will show us 2018, 2019, and 20 a little bit more consolidated in a format that we can appreciate a little bit better. It will also show you some different patterns in play. This bull flag here on the macro, on the logarithmic, guys, is very, very prominent. It's huge, guys. When I talk to like institutional investors, etc., when I have discussions with them, these are the patterns that I'm discussing on the macro. So we can flip this back over to, there's no reason to stay necessarily on that, but I wanted to show you guys that logarithmic I'd say before we dig into this formation here, guys, which is on the macro, just regular, non-logarithmic, okay? We can talk about the difference between the two for a while if we need to, but this pattern right here, guys, this nice move up at the beginning of the year, right, was a huge phenomenal gain, guys. It went from about 10,000, we'll say 10,000, to about 65,000 over about 165 days. That was a 500% return, 5 times your money, guys, in the beginning of the year after the retracement. You guys know we just measured, and shout out, hit the like button. If you're just tuning in, if you guys are members here, definitely smash that like button, guys. What's up? Nice to see you. 96% now, 95% in the last 83 days. You guys know we caught this lower level here in the back room. It was an ascending triangle. We look for those ascending triangles. They're just huge, guys. And this overall bull flag, I'm not sure who else is discussing it, but I'm looking at this to see if the market can pick up on it, on the guys, on the entirety of the buyers, etc. It's just expressive. It's clear. No one's going to argue this is a bull flag. And when I was originally bringing it up, I want to reinforce the fact when we were heading down this direction, right in here, while we were heading down in this direction, I just remember everyone was like, "Oh, sure, it's a bull flag." I'm like, "It's a bull flag," and no, sure, I'm like, "It's a bull flag," right? I just couldn't get people to literally listen to the fact. I'm like, it's a bull flag, right? We clearly have a bull flag, and no one wanted to listen to it. So I'm glad that this has happened this way. I don't mind being doubted. When people are critical of me, it's typically a good sign. If they're critical of you guys, if you're doing something, I'm going to say in your trade life or otherwise, it may be because you're doing really well. Currently up 5.22% out of something, guys. I brought this up, several weeks ago. Well, we'll know we're back into 45, and no, I'm like 45 is a key level, etc. So yeah, this is nice to see. So anyone who's been critical, hey, go join another team if you need to. I'm just excited that we're up this much, guys. 5.22%, and at 57,500. Bitcoin is really demonstrating itself to be a market leader, period. You can jump around. People have jumped around to different altcoins, etc. Guys, you can get leverage on Bitcoin when you trade Bitcoin, etc. With the leverage, with 5x, etc. I don't know why you would focus on any other coin. I just really don't, guys. I don't see really, what would be the purpose in it. Now, in terms of this channel formation, we spent a lot of time trading this over the weekend. Let's go to the 4 hourly. Let's see. Let's go to the, hey, Jose, what's up, brother? Nice to see you, Jose. And yeah, Sheeb, you guys are doing good with Sheeb. Good for you. That's excellent. I'm glad you guys are doing well with that. We're doing good with Bitcoin right now. This is Bitcoin Spike. And yeah, we can talk about leverage, guys, in terms of that. And we have some great Sheeb warriors, just so you know. I mean, they are around. El Cirrus, congrats. I hope you're trading Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin is one that you can hold on to long term. And I think it's going to be, guys, it is the premier asset. I want to let you know. It is the premier asset, period. Bitcoin. Is that an opinion? Go talk to people, guys. Who wants a Bitcoin, right? Just go talk to them. In terms of this 4 hour, I want to go to the 4 hour in spite of this channel formation, because everyone knows we traded that channel. Jose, I know you traded it, right? Absolutely. Yeah. That was fun with that clear line of resistance, clear line of support, right? We just had some easy trades and there was nice. It behaved well for traders. In terms of this formation, I brought this yesterday in the form of a video, and I just wanted to go live today because the price action is so good. Guys, it's literally, I mean, it's good enough. You have to admit it's good enough that it's just exciting, right? It's at 5.14%. We had a day last week where it was up 10%, right? So, I mean, it is Bitcoin, and that's what Bitcoin is producing. So let's look forward to more positive price action. This consolidation, this bull pennant that I had brought up, I want to measure this out because I had brought this up yesterday in the video. Anyone who paid attention, if you guys, guys, if you're just joining in, please hit that like button, and I will be able to cover some of maybe the pricing targets I covered originally. If you weren't here originally, go ahead and smash that like button and let me know how many people have just shown up. So in terms of this bull pennant, guys, we have the classic formation. We need a symmetrical triangle that is compressed, right? Any bull pennant is going to include the features of having, guys, is essentially a symmetrical triangle, right? That's all a bull pennant is. It's just going to be compressed, okay? And it's going to be a matter, I don't want to say interpretation. There are technical qualifiers for it, et cetera, in terms of, well, what would or not, but it's going to be time dependent. I'm going to say if you're on like a monthly chart, as opposed to a daily chart or a 5-minute chart, that is going to depend. It's going to be a percentage. Essentially, you're going to get the look of it. You'll understand if something is a little bit larger, a macro, and really graduated out and really wants to extend itself. If it's too extended, you're going to say, well, that's just a symmetrical triangle. We're going to have a different upside target. If we do have that compression factor working for us like we do on this 4 hourly, then yeah, we could reasonably expect to go ahead up to this target. That would give us another about 10% to the upside, to about 63,000. Now, in line with that, if you just tune in, I do want to make sure, and we'll recover this because this is an important point here. Aside from this bull flag formation that we are currently in on the daily. And I want to reinforce that because I brought that up originally, and I just want to reinforce the fact that I did bring it up, and that everyone thought, well, London, you're crazy, it's this and that, and we don't like this. And well, you don't like it because it's going down into the 45 to allow you to accumulate. No one could see it really formulating, and now everyone's going to be talking about this. Watch all the channels, guys. Watch all the other channels talk about it, and then watch other people who watch all the channels show up and hit the down button here. It'll happen. It always happens. That's okay. In terms of this, guys, the move to the upside, nice amplitude. We like to say flags fly at half mast. We want to stack this baby on top, right? That's what we want to achieve in the market right now. That will be our beautiful bull flag, guys. That will be a year, won't it? That will be unbelievable if we can get that to work. Technically, it's indicated. I'm going to go ahead and say just technically it's indicated. You guys know that. In terms of this one, let's go ahead and clear this up real quickly. I want to talk about one limiting factor right now that's currently in play, and I think this is crucial. If you guys are looking at your trades, if you're looking at your positions, this line right here is a crucial line, guys. Why is it crucial? Let's go ahead and clear this bull flag off for just a second. But this line right here, we always deal with cross-trend lines and with resistance and support, etc. This one's really clearly identified, guys, and I would go to the candles to see if I'm missing any kind of really outrageous activity. We're not. I'll stick with the lines. Guys, we have multiple hits. 1, 2, 3 real strong hits in along this line, okay? We just do. It's a level of resistance. It's just clearly identified. No one is going to miss that. You guys aren't going to miss it. I'm not going to miss it. The big investors like JP Morgan, et cetera, that are buying into Bitcoin right now, they're not going to miss it. So in terms of the micro, we've been playing out a channel that kind of looks like this. If we go to the 5-minute, you guys know, or the 30-minute, you guys know we've been playing out a channel that looks a whole lot like that over the preceding weekend, right? We've been having this channel formation. It's probably a good thing to look at and reference because we've had this channel, essentially an upward diagonal channel, right, the entirety of the weekend with a level of support and resistance, multiple entries, guys, at the levels of support. A lot of trades went on. Very exciting to see that. We probably have, we were planning for this last night. We spent probably 5 hours. You guys know that. We spent 5 hours. When this hit up along the line of resistance, I was like, I want a bull flag. I'm choosing a bull flag. You guys know in the back, I was like, I want a bull flag. That was it. And we finally got one. But it was just like, that it hit. I wanted a bull flag. I was like, I didn't want to wait. What was it, guys? The 5 hours? And we were up. We were going through the patterns, etc. The 8 hours it took to formulate that bull flag, I'm like, come on. It's like, don't take 8 hours, but it's nice that it did. I'll say it's nice that it did. People got some rest in, etc. It looks like we're currently in the process of playing with another bull flag up here. Now, don't take 8 hours on us. Please don't take 8 hours. But let's go ahead and we'll backtrack into the kind of the discussion we were in terms of this channel formation here, right? This channel formation is indicative of what we were just discussing on the daily, and that was on the 5-minute, guys. On the daily, we just have another channel formation. So just like all weekend, we were trading, right? We were trading into that smaller channel, and we had a line of support, a line of resistance. We can just apply that micro to the macro, right? Real easily done. So I want you guys to use those same parameters. Yes, you may be dealing with greater amounts of money, but there's nothing wrong with waiting like we did last night to formulate. What did we wait for last night, guys? And this is key, this is crucial, and I want to kind of stick with this for today so that we can understand. When we look at this, guys, we want to establish a bullish pattern within this dynamic if we can. If this does, and I'll say with this caveat, if this does react, okay, if this does react in line with this level of resistance here, I'm going to be looking for the same feature that got us up and out of the resistance on the smaller time frame on the 5-minute last night. You guys carry that logic? Right? If we're looking at the same rules apply, guys. This is the macro. This is the daily. We have levels of resistance, support, resistance, support. We're at resistance, right? Clearly, resistance, support, resistance, right? What got us out last night from the same scenario? It was a bullish pattern, right? Copy that. You guys know that was, essentially we just went through that, but I'll cover it one more time, in terms of this level of resistance that we were able to get up out of. Guys, what got us up out of it, essentially? It was this bull flag formation. So on the micro, we were just given a great demonstration of what could be required on the macro. I'd like to see it on the macro the same we just saw it on the micro, guys. There's no real harm in kind of me requiring that I'd say to justify a larger position entry if I were to go larger and add to, etc., other than being at least ready to kind of hit the button and pause were this to go back into some, I'd say, Fibonacci's. Now, most people will cover the Fibonacci's on the tail end of things. After things have gone down, they'll say, well, look, you went down to a level of the Fibonacci. Guys, whenever we go up, this group is always prepared with cash reserves to get a discount. The number one thing you would want of anything that's going up is a discount. Okay, I'm just going to tell you. So if and when we can achieve any level of a discount, this group is always prepared with Fibonacci's. You guys know that. Not after the fact, not, well, yes, everyone went down. This is the percentage you went down. No, we're prepared in advance. That's just it. That's always going to be the case with this group. We always want to achieve, if we can achieve, we always want to achieve a discount, particularly if something's going up in price, particularly if something is valuable. We want to be able to schedule our orders ahead of time. And I'll tell you, the big guys, you know this, the big guys are doing this. Guys, the top market makers, leaders, etc., are doing this right now. Do you think they're looking at buying higher? No, they're always looking at getting a discount for anything that's going to be more valuable to their holdings, guys, always. So I would encourage you guys to do that. I would encourage you to look at this line of resistance and this line of support, guys, and to treat this not cautiously. Don't ever be afraid of the market. The people who've been afraid of the market, guys, they didn't pick up. I'll tell you one thing. They did not pick up on the ascending triangle in here. We can go over this real quickly if we'd like to. I can go over some of the ascending triangles we caught yesterday. But, guys, 93% in 84 days. The guys who are timid are not getting into when I'm saying it's a good time to buy Bitcoin in around the low 30s. They're just not, right? The guys who are heavy hitters and say, okay, fine, well, let's do this, right? The guys who are doing that, they got in. I'd say, I was live streaming during this portion of time. Are they up 75, 80% right now? They're doing very well, okay? If they up 80, 90%, some guys in the back with low 30s. It was sub 30,000, guys. It was 29,750 when I found that micro ascending triangle. We'll go through a few ascending triangles to show you guys how it could be another, I'd say it could be another formation that we would look at in addition to a bull flag, which is formulating right now. You guys see that bull flag, very nicely expressed, right? The ascending triangle would be something that we would just definitely want to look at. Let's dig back into if we can. And we had found a lot of ascending triangles yesterday. I don't know if you guys want to go through the details on the micro, if you want to just go through the macro. Why don't I just reinforce, along with a bull flag, we may have an ascending triangle. Be careful, guys, that you have conformance of what? One thing needs to be in conformance for any ascending triangle. You guys understand bull flag, move to the upside downward channel. Move to the upside downward channel. We're just building those right now. In terms of any ascending triangle, I want you to find a flat line. It needs to be a flat line with no deviation along the top, guys. A flat line of resistance and an ascending, needing to show that the buyers are coming into the market, an ascending line of support. So you guys go get them. I just wanted to update you guys in terms of that channel formation, and particularly in terms of the macro on, guys, the big kicker here is this bull flag. And not everyone has to like it. No one has to like it. That's fine. I like it because it's technically indicated, because anyone I talk with in a real investment circle is going to say, yes, that's a bull flag. And I know that no one liked to hear it when I mentioned it in this area. No one did. No one paid any attention to it. That's fine. I'm not sure. Some people did. I know paid attention to the low 30s and you're in the money. Congratulations. That big bracket talk has helped. I know that as well. In terms of the big bracket, carrying a larger bracket, you guys understand I've been saying that as well. While people are shaking out and this and that's happening, I've been discussing throughout the entirety of this two brackets. Okay, we have one larger bracket, right? A larger bracket of your holdings that you're maintaining, right? And a smaller bracket that you're day trading. Guys, that has worked out phenomenally well after entries in the low 30s. I don't know another group that has really pounded in and really brought that to the forefront of their investors. I'm going to call you guys investors. Yes, you're watching, but you're investors, guys. Not in us, me particularly, but in Bitcoin. So it's nice when I can bring you ideas like that, carrying a larger bracket, carrying your larger holdings at Bitcoin while you enjoy the gains from day trading. That's value to me. So I hope you guys see that as value as well. And in terms of the overall price, I do want to recall one thing here. Guys, do pay attention to the fact that we're 182 days ago, guys, we were able to achieve an all-time high. 182 days. So that's a lot of time to capture some profits, to capture, guys, some discount on something that's very valuable. We're about 12% away, about 10 to 12% away from the all-time high. Right? That's phenomenal. But 182 days, what have you done? Have you been able to get any discounts? right? Don't wait until, like everyone else, don't wait until we get up into the higher. I mean, we're high enough, guys. Don't wait until we get up into those levels and say, well, now, yeah, I think I want to buy some more now. Last thing that we would want to do, guys. So in terms of this, I'm glad that we found this ascending triangle below 30,000. Glad that we rode this up, that we've encouraged a heavier bracket, guys, a larger bracket to be carried. So, and I'm glad that we are in this bull flag. You guys take care of yourselves. You understand your technicals. Focus on that book, Principles of Technical Analysis, guys. Technical Analysis of the Financial Markets by John J. Murphy and the New York Institute of Finance. We'll be doing some more live streams, guys. I'll be up for any kind of content if you would like to smash that like button. What do you got there, Richard Rio? So when looming at charts, what times are most important to look at? Good question, Richard. Good question. You're going to need to distinguish the time charts based upon what you want to accomplish, Richard. If you're looking at, if you're looking at a play kind of from day to day, well, you may want to look at the daily, right? If you're trading and you're really getting into the smaller time frames, like, well, I want to day trade, right? I need to be on at least the 5 minute. I'm gonna schedule into the 5 minute. I'm not looking for targets for next month where the daily chart would be great. I'm looking for the next 2 hours. I'm going to be on this daily chart. I want to dig into it, and let's say aside from that, I'm really going to be day trading. I'm really going to get into the micro on the minute chart, and really, that's not telling me enough either. Like if you're really day trading, well, I'm going to get into the 5-second chart. I really want to see what this is doing on the 5-second, right? So it's going to depend upon when you just say what's the best time frame in terms of the chart patterns, et cetera, and the price action. It's going to depend. I tell you, real people that are really trading are down on the second. Right, they're slamming back and forth into trades and really learning price action, et cetera, down and the 1 second time interval. So it's going to depend. Give yourself a breather right now and just relax because we're really doing well. The guys who have not been doing well, the guys who have been kind of screaming, there's a fire, there's a fire. There's really not a fire. I did tell you guys as well in terms of this overall pattern, I did just tell you it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. So I'm glad that win has come to fruition. And I'm just glad that we're focused, excuse me, I just hit the microphone, that we're focused on something, guys, that's gone up 97% in the last 85 days. That's nice. You guys are always looking for your 2X, et cetera. This is just a premier class investment. I'm glad to be able to bring it to you. It's up 5.31% to 57,561. Do you have a position, right? I mean, have you waited this long to get a position? I don't think so. I think you guys are involved. I know you are. I know our team is involved, et cetera, heavily. And looking at this, let's look at this cross trend line again on the daily. Let's go ahead and measure this up in scope. We're right in line with that level of resistance, guys. We're right on that level of resistance, and that's just going to be a key feature for me right now in my own, I'm just going to say in my own kind of holdings, in my own kind of way that I operate my accounts right now, my holdings. I'm going to use that as kind of a key feature and indicator right now for me. So you guys go get them and have fun, guys. We'll see you in the back, and appreciate you guys tuning in. I know most guys are working, etc., but we'll try and come with more live streams. Maybe we'll spend some more time doing this. They're fun while we have good price action. We can spend hours a day, and sometimes we do trading live. So we'll get back into that soon, guys. Take care of yourself. This is London with Crypto Kingdom at Bitcoin.